There comes a time in life when the things that once consumed our days, our thoughts, and even our sleep begin to fade into the background. For many of us crossing into our 70s, the noise of the world grows quieter, not because it disappears, but because we finally learn what's worth listening to. In today's video, we're going to explore 7 things that no longer matter after the age of 70, and why letting go of them could be the key to a truly happier, lighter life. Before we begin, I want to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned to stop worrying about as you've grown older? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you find value in conversations like this, make sure to subscribe. Wisdom grows stronger when it's shared. Now, this isn't a list about giving up. This is about choosing peace over pressure, meaning over noise, and truth over performance. Because after 70, life doesn't stop, it simply shifts. And in that shift, there's power. Let's begin. Number 1. What people think of you. When I was 45, I missed my grandson's school play because I was stuck in a meeting. I remember walking into the house, still dressed in my suit, and he looked up at me and asked, "Grandpa, were you at least thinking of me?" That night, I lay in bed replaying every decision that led me to put appearances before presence. I cared too much about what others thought, my boss, my colleagues, even strangers. But now, in my 70s, I finally understand. Most people aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you think they are. They're too busy thinking about themselves. The need to please, to prove, to perform, it slowly unravels with age. And in its place, freedom. The kind of freedom that lets you wear what's comfortable, say what's honest, and choose what's meaningful, without apology. There's even a name for this in psychology, the spotlight effect. It's the idea that we believe we're being watched and judged far more than we actually are. Studies have shown that people drastically overestimate how much others notice their mistakes, their choices, their flaws. The truth? Most folks are too caught up in their own lives to scrutinize yours. And here's where the real gift lies. When you stop worrying about what people think, you start living from a place of truth, not fear. You laugh louder. You say no more often. You walk away from conversations that drain you, and you pour yourself into moments that fill you. So I'll ask you, was there a time in your life when you felt trapped by the opinions of others? What helped you let go? Share your story in the comments. Your wisdom might be exactly what someone else needs today. And if this resonates, hit that like button. There's power in choosing authenticity, and someone else out there might need a reminder of that too. Ready for the next truth? Let's keep going. Number 2. Chasing status and possessions. Imagine this. You're sitting on your porch, cup of tea in hand. The sun is setting, and there's a breeze rustling the leaves. A neighbor drives by in a brand new luxury car. 10 years ago, you might have felt something, jealousy, curiosity, maybe even a twinge of inadequacy. But today, you just take another sip and smile. Because now, you know that chasing status doesn't mean living well. For decades, many of us worked hard, sometimes too hard, to climb ladders that didn't lead to peace. We collected things, earned titles, and chased milestones thinking they'd finally make us feel whole. A bigger house, a fancier watch, a job that made others nod in admiration. But after 70, something shifts. You start to see what really matters. Not what's in your garage or on your wrist, but who's at your dinner table. Not how many zeros are in your bank account, but how often you laugh, how deeply you're loved, and how fully you rest. There's a surprising statistic that backs this up. A Harvard study on adult development, one of the longest-running studies on happiness, found that the biggest predictor of long-term life satisfaction wasn't money, fame, or achievement. It was the quality of your relationships. Let that sink in. Not your net worth, your connection to others. Possessions can be lost. Status can fade. But memories? They linger. Laughter shared around a table. The feeling of your granddaughter's hand in yours. A walk in the park with an old friend. These are the treasures worth chasing. Now, I'd love to know, what's one thing you used to think was important, but now realize it never really mattered? Leave a comment below. You never know who you might inspire. And if you're still watching, hit that subscribe button. We're not chasing followers here. We're building a community of wisdom, reflection, and truth. Let's move forward. The next one may surprise you. Number 3. Holding on to grudges. Picture this. You're at a family gathering. Everyone's laughing, eating, sharing stories. But then, someone walks into the room. Someone you haven't spoken to in years. A silence falls inside you. The memories come rushing back. Words said, actions taken, wounds left open. You quietly excuse yourself and sit outside alone. The food grows cold, the stories fade, and once again, the grudge wins. Many of us carry these silent burdens. We wear them like old coats, heavy, frayed, but familiar. We hold on to grudges like they're shields, thinking they protect us from being hurt again. But in truth, they only keep us from healing. Scientists have found that holding on to anger and resentment actually increases stress, weakens the immune system, and contributes to heart disease. That bitterness doesn't just stay in your thoughts, it seeps into your body. And worse, it steals time. Precious time. After 70, time becomes even more valuable. Every hour wasted on old pain is an hour you don't get to spend in peace. That doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing not to let the pain define you. Forgiveness is not a gift you give the other person, it's a gift you give yourself. Letting go doesn't require reconciliation. It doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It means you're tired of carrying the weight, and you're ready to put it down. I know this one hits close to home for many. So tell me, have you ever experienced peace after forgiving someone, or even just deciding to stop holding the grudge? Share it in the comments. Your story might help someone else take that first step. And if this moment resonates with you, like the video so others can find their way to peace too. We're not here to relive the past. We're here to reclaim the future. Let's continue. The next one speaks directly to the heart. Number 4. Regretting the past. There's a certain kind of silence that comes late at night, the one that brings with it old memories. A missed chance to say, I love you. A decision made in anger. A path not taken. We all have them. Moments we wish we could go back and do differently. But here's the truth many of us don't learn until much later. Regret is a thief that steals twice. Once from the past and once from the present. Let me take you into a moment. You're standing in front of a mirror, not just seeing your reflection, but seeing your story. Wrinkles, yes, but each one tied to a memory. Scars, yes, but each one proof you survived. The truth is, every step you took, even the missteps, brought you to where you are now. And where you are now is exactly where you're meant to be. Psychologists call it counterfactual thinking, when our minds run imaginary versions of our past. If only I had taken that job, if I had just apologized, if I hadn't let fear stop me. But research shows this thinking increases anxiety, depression, and even weakens our memory over time. Why? Because your brain gets stuck in a loop that has no exit. But there is an exit. It's called self-compassion. Instead of punishing yourself for who you were, start honoring who you became. Regret fades the moment we look back with gentleness. The moment we say, I didn't know better then, but I do now. And that is what wisdom truly is. So I ask you, what's one thing you've made peace with from your past? Share it in the comments. Your reflection might just be the encouragement someone else needs tonight. And if you're still watching, don't forget to subscribe. These conversations aren't just words. They're reminders that none of us walk this road alone. The next point is one most people don't expect. Let's keep going. Number 5. Being busy all the time. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat down and did absolutely nothing and felt good about it? For years, we lived in a world that measured worth by productivity. If your calendar was full, you were important. If your hands were busy, you were valuable. But that constant rush, that never-ending to-do list, it comes at a cost, and after 70, that cost becomes painfully clear. Let me walk you through a scenario. Imagine you're 40 again. The phone rings, the kids need something, work is calling, the lawn needs mowing, your neighbor's asking for help. You move from one thing to the next like a machine. You fall into bed exhausted, but with a strange sense of accomplishment. Now fast forward to today. You've got time, space, silence, and yet so many feel guilty for not doing something. Why? Because we've been trained to believe that rest is laziness, that stillness is wasting time. But science says otherwise. Research from the University of California shows that periods of rest actually improve memory, reduce inflammation, and increase emotional resilience, especially in older adults. In fact, doing less might be the healthiest thing you can do. Being busy all the time was never about joy. It was about survival. Now, you get to choose something different. Now, you have permission to slow down, not because you're less, but because you've earned it. So I challenge you. What's one thing you've stopped doing just to stay busy, and how has that changed your life? Leave a comment. Let's remind each other that rest isn't wasted, it's sacred. And if this message speaks to you, hit that like button so others can see that slowing down is a strength, not a weakness. Up next, we talk about something even deeper, something that often goes unnoticed until it's already taken root. Let's continue. Number 6. Trying to control everything. There's an old saying, let go or be dragged. And nowhere does that wisdom ring truer than after 70. Because by now, we've all learned the hard way, control is an illusion. Let me tell you about my friend Margaret. She's 76, sharp as a tack, and used to be what you'd call a fixer. She planned every detail of every family vacation, scheduled every meal down to the minute, and tried to protect her children from every mistake. One day, her youngest daughter called with news. She was moving across the country with no job lined up, just a dream. Margaret was furious. You're being reckless, she said. Think about your future. Her daughter went anyway. A year later, Margaret flew out to visit. She saw her daughter thriving, happier than ever. That was the moment it hit her. All those years she tried to control the outcome, when really, she never had control to begin with. Just the illusion of it. Experts in psychology call this the locus of control. As we age, we either lean into acceptance, or we fight a losing battle against everything we can't dictate. Our health, our family's choices, even the weather. But here's the peace-giving truth. You don't have to control everything to be okay. You just have to trust that you'll be okay, even when things go differently than planned. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop gripping so tightly. You allow people to live their own lives, and you allow yourself to breathe. Now I ask you, was there a time you tried to control something and finally chose to let go instead? What happened when you did? Tell us in the comments. These are the stories that help others release what they're still holding on to. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. This isn't about growing a platform. It's about growing peace, one conversation at a time. We've made it to the final truth, and it's one of the most liberating of all. Let's finish strong. Number 7. Seeking everyone's approval. There's a moment that comes with age, quiet, subtle, but powerful, when you stop asking, do they like me? And start asking, do I like who I've become? When we're younger, we're trained to seek approval. From parents, teachers, bosses, even strangers. We dress to impress. We bite our tongues to fit in. We say yes when we mean no, just to keep the peace. And for years, it works, or at least it seems to. Until one day, you wake up and realize you don't recognize the person who spent a lifetime performing for others. Let me share a statistic that might surprise you. A study published in the journal Self and Identity found that people over the age of 65 reported significantly higher levels of self-acceptance compared to younger age groups. In fact, self-approval was the strongest predictor of life satisfaction in older adults. Not career success, not social circles, not public praise. Just the ability to look in the mirror and say, I'm enough. Think about that. When you stop chasing approval, you start attracting authenticity, real friendships, honest conversations, deep connection. You speak up not to be liked, but to be real. And you surround yourself not with those who applaud your mask, but with those who embrace your soul. At this stage in life, the only person whose approval you need is your own. So now I'll ask you, when did you first realize you didn't have to prove yourself anymore? How did that change you? Leave your reflections in the comments. You never know who might be silently reading, needing your voice to guide them forward. And if you're still here, hit that like button. You've earned the right to be seen, not for who people want you to be, but for who you truly are. We're not quite done yet. Stick around. Our closing thoughts are up next. So here we are. We've traveled through the 7 truths. Each one a weight we can finally set down. The need for approval, the obsession with control, the regrets, the grudges, the status games, the noise of busyness, and the fear of judgment. These are the chains we carried for decades. But now, in this sacred chapter of life, we get to choose something different. We choose peace. We choose presence. We choose ourselves. Because after 70, the race is over. There's nothing left to prove. Only life left to live, on your own terms. And maybe the greatest wisdom of all is this. Happiness was never in the things we clung to, but in the freedom we find when we finally let them go. If any part of this message spoke to you today, please share it in the comments. Which of these truths hit home the most for you? Your words may echo in the heart of someone who truly needs them. And if this video brought you clarity, peace, or even just a moment of reflection, don't leave without subscribing. This channel is a quiet place in a noisy world, a space where your story matters, your voice is heard, and your experience is honored. Until next time, take a deep breath. You're not behind. You're not late. You're exactly where you need to be. And that is more than enough.